Yo, folks. Oh, shit, I got the right on my face. My bad. Yo, my bad. Oh, man. What's up, folks? As you see, I got some shit on my face. I don't know how I did that. What's up, folks? What it do? What it do? Let me see. Is that a little... So, you can see something on the picture, but it can't. Anyway, what it do? What it do, folks? This is Fuck Your Opinion Podcast. Fuck Your Opinion, the podcast. Sorry, I was wiping my face. I'm a little discombobulated because I had this joint right before we counted down. I gave myself like a 20-second head start. But then you ever hit the shit and it hit you a little too hard? So that first 20-second countdown I thought I was going to take, that shit ended up taking like maybe 30 seconds to get my thoughts together. But this is Fuck Your Opinion podcast with your man. This is not DC Riri. I don't know why. I forgot to fuck this up. I fucked this up. I'm sorry, y'all. If y'all know this podcast, sometimes we're a little disorganized with our shit. But we try to keep some shit fun, try to keep it interesting. There it is. It's your man, Toucan Dan. Fuck Your Opinion, the podcast. Usually I'm joined by Step the Love and Don Gotti Nash. Guest appearances from Rocky, the chef, and my man, Professor Sims. They might jump on later. They might not, but we will keep the show going. Sometimes I feel like my motherfucking hat is quick because I like to keep the toucan and the nose lined up. Is that shit not okay? I really, check us out on PYO podcast on fucking everything. Instagram, Twitter, every form of fucking social media there is. If you want to chat with us, you can always hit us up. The link is in the bio. You want to chat, you want to say something, maybe you want to pop in, let me know. You say something on the chat, I'll pop it in, let everybody see what you saying. Because they hear Fuck Your Opinion, the podcast, we do care about what you say. We do appreciate you. All those who watch and enjoy and sit back and let me talk my shit every week. Excuse me, let me find. Usually we got some long, dragged out conversation, but since this might be the beat tonight, we're going to get to these stories because I don't like to keep y'all lovely fans waiting. But once again, Fuck Your Opinion podcast. Check us out on YouTube. Every fucking media streaming thing you can think of, just type in PYOPod. And here with me and the fellas got to talk about, as always, some good, intense conversation and entertainment. But let's get into this first story right here. What I got for y'all today. Oh, yeah. Let's get into this right here. I don't know. Let's see if it plays. Let's see if we can get some playback on this motherfucker. Let's see. What's going on with playback? Hold on, folks. Hold on. Let me get some playback. There you go. All right. That was kind of quick. Let me give you a play-by-play on this right here. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is called the snack glare right here. This is called the snack. When your woman is looking at another man like this, that is called the snack glare. Jeff Bezos and his girlfriend, Lauren Sanchez, were at a party. But as you see, you know who that guy is, Leonardo DiCaprio. And she was looking at him like a fucking glazed Christmas duck. So much that Jeff Bezos had to go on social media and he put a little meme where it was like far drop to death. And he was like, come here, Leo, in captions. Let me show you something. But this right here shows, ladies and gentlemen, that no matter how much money, power, and prestige you got, because Jeff Bezos definitely has more money than Leonardo. Jeff Bezos has actually been to space, and Leonardo has only been to space. I don't even think he's been in space in the movie. But anyway, when you're a billionaire, and this caption was, Leo's Mr. Steal Your Girl, they'll let you know that no matter how big your paycheck is, if you know what I'm saying, no matter how big your paycheck is, there's always someone out there that got something a little bigger and a little better. And one thing about this, I would say Jeff Bezos don't really have to worry about is that Leo only dates women that's under 25. I think actually that may have been this conversation. I think Leo at this point was like, oh yeah, so wait a minute, I'll be right back. And yeah, I think Leo at that point was trying to let her know that she was a little too old for his taste. Thank you for the compliment, but no thank you. Jeff Bezos, I'm sorry I had to go out down like that, bro, but I hope you learned the lesson. I hope you really learned your lesson. You had to basically have a 30-year business, divorce from your wife, you worth $60 billion, and, you know, you're still in the lower percentile when it comes to shooting down these chicks. So anyway, I don't think that's going to hurt him any more than it hurts me or you, but hopefully the brother learned from that. Jeff Bezos, if you out there, pay attention because it's always the guy, it's the pool boy. It's always a joke about, you the guy or the business guy who's always hard at work. He's always putting in an hour. He's always providing everything, his wife and his children and his lover and his mistress and his ex-girlfriend and his second wife. He's always doing everything to provide for his family, while the pool boy is the one that's really cleaning up, if you know what I'm saying. So fellas, if you're out there and you see this type of shit going on, let's just gotta, keep your eye on the ball, if you know what I'm saying. Excuse me. And as Future would say, she's for the streets. I think Jeff Bezos need to go ahead, man, and find him like, I don't know. Where can you go where your wife ain't gonna fall in love with Leo whatever his name is? Leonardo DiCaprio. Where's your wife? Where you gonna go in life where your woman ain't gonna fall for him? I don't. Oh, what's up, Sam's? Let's get Sam's in here. Every time my brothers jump in and say something, I always gotta acknowledge them. Professor Sam's.
So, Bo, you in here putting in a monologue, ain't it? What you got going on?
Yeah, man, I got a few stories I'm just getting into. Just because the fellas ain't in, I'm still gonna touch on some things because I like to talk my shit too. I like to give my opinion to the people. I was just talking about this little Jeff Bezos thing where his girlfriend got caught fucking Leonardo DiCaprio so much that he had to go on social media and make a slight joke of it himself. Did you see that, Sam?
Nah, I didn't see nothing about that. What, so that's rich people problems?
Well, yeah, I guess you would say it's rich people problems. He's the one actually with a problem. I don't know if it's rich people problems or not, but I would say more or less he got the problem than anything else. That shows that no much how much money you got, it ain't never enough.
Yeah, I always said that when I heard that Halle Berry got cheated on, I was like, yep, ain't no woman, like nobody's safe.
Ain't nobody safe, man. Hey, speaking of nobody safe, speaking of ain't nobody safe, check this one out. All right, now, did you hear about this one?
Will Smith would say tortured by Jada's relationship with Tupac.
Yeah, bro. He actually, because Will Smith has a memoir out now. I don't know if you know, but he's writing a book and he's putting out a memoir. In his memoir, he wrote, he was basically jealous. Like it says right here, it says though they were never intimate, their love for each other is legendary. They defined ride or die. In the beginning of our relationship, my mind was tortured by their connection. He was Pac, and I was me. He triggered a perception of myself as a coward. I hated that I wasn't what he was in the world, and I suffered raging jealousy. I wanted Jada to look at me like that. That's deep.
Man, these dudes, like, I don't know. I guess
you don't think that
I'm a confident person. Why would I care about somebody's past relationship? That's stupid. You'll go down a mean rabbit hole if you just try to think about your female's exes and shit like that. Like, what's the point?
I mean, but that lets you know. I don't know, Chris. That's a good, like I say, Professor Sims. What is the point? I feel like the history of their relationship, and I'm not saying, you be like, you always know, but this is from what I've read and what I've seen. The history of their relationship started out with, she wasn't really over the, head over heels in love with Will Smith. She met him through Tisha Campbell and Dwayne Martin, and she really wasn't feeling him like that. She really kind of liked the bad boy. So he kind of always had to put himself in a position with her where he had to feel like he was doing things to get her approval as being the man that she wanted. You know what I'm saying? And he suffered that a lot in his relationship. They said, I know you said, look, it's Will Smith, Sims. I mean,
Dude,
it's just.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know people thought probably. Like me and my wife, like literally never argue. But it's just the fact that we talk about, like, if we got an issue with something, we just go ahead and talk about it. Me personally, as a person, I was single. I did my little single life or whatever. But the good thing about being single and talking to a lot of women is I was able to kind of see what I liked, see what I didn't like. So when I met my wife, I knew that was the perfect person for me. But
right.
A lot of people sit here and try to make somebody something, and really they just need to take the time to look at their damn self. I honestly don't think he was the person he need to be with if he got all them damn issues. He need to find him somebody damn else. I mean, don't she talk to somebody else anyway? Has she been messing with people and shit?
Well, I mean, she had the thing with August Alsina, and that was, and if initially that was supposed to be kind of a silent clapback for Will Smith's indiscretions out here in Hollywood, that a lot of people said were covered up, and a lot of things that went on in their marriage where she felt like she wanted to show him that she could do her own thing, but that shows that. Maybe a lot of his, I'm not saying I was in his state of mind, but a lot of this cheating or whatever it was in their relationship that drove their relationship to this point, it seemed to come out of his initial insecurities for her relationship with, and at the time when Tupac was Tupac, Will Smith was the Fresh Prince. He wasn't even, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't, he was Will Smith from, excuse me, what was that? Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and a rapper, but
let's look at it at levels, though. If it really gets to a point where, I guess when you get to a certain status, it's about being the best at that status. I would say Will Smith, from an actor standpoint, I mean, he's definitely at the same level as Tupac in a music standpoint to me. You think about the top actors in the world, it's gonna be Denzel, DiCaprio, Will Smith. I mean, he in that damn list. That new guy coming up too, the Killmonger guy, the one that's in all the damn movies.
Oh yeah, Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan. Like, I mean, he's in that. He's above all that, dude. But the self-esteem is ridiculous, dog. Like, you're in a relationship, you married, you got kids, but you messing around. So now you worry. That's what the real issue is. You trying to mirror what you're doing and want to blame the other person for some shit you doing, probably.
I mean, like I said, her relationship with Tupac was started a year relationship with Will Smith. So I guess that's what he's, like you say, Sims. He's trying to fill in the blanks. Like, hey, I felt this way because of the past relationship she had, to where I made my moves. I think this shit something about to really come out because it seemed like they chipping away.
You know what the issue is? You know what the issue is with Will Smith and a lot of these people? They ain't got Kanye West, even though I hate every time I say his name, it tastes like dirt in my mouth. These motherfuckers ain't got homeboys that's real with them. They need a homeboy to be like, nigga, you tripping right now. You got that Will Smith. What the hell you worried about some past relationship with Tupac? That don't even make sense. Like, what the hell?
Well, no, I mean, I think the memoir is just him is the, when people write memoirs. What's up, Rock? Also, ladies and gentlemen, man, Rocky in the podcast. Memoirs, they're like almost time periods of thought. Like, maybe that's something he realized now that he felt at that time. I don't think he still feels that way now about, their relationship, because he's grown and become, I'm sure, a better person in the last 20-something years, 30 years almost, since him and her have been together, and since whatever happened with Tupac is almost 20-something years old, I'm sure, at this point. I think that he's just basically putting down that at that time, that's the headspace he was in. I don't think that's how he feels now.
Okay. That make a little more sense. I just never had the mindset. To me, if you were that mindset type person, you one of them niggas that's a hater. Like,
Let me ask you all a question.
What's up?
We find it easy for a woman to forgive a man of adultery, right? And I'm shocked when I see a man forgive a woman for adultery. Do we think that is a double standard there, or should Will have kicked her to the curb after her entanglement?
Well, this is the thing. So, Rock, this is where I get into issues with my homeboys, and I've been doing it since college. Because when I got to college, I realized the playing field is very level. And if you think about it, the women to me got a little advantage because a chick on the street be like, yo, I need somebody to hit this.
Right.
They go, it's probably easy for that. So all I'm saying is I've always thought of it equally. So like when my homeboy used to be on, I know like this is my homeboy. I know all the chicks he holler at. But then you come at me and this chick that mess with one dude. I'm like, nigga, you mess around all the time. Like, what are you talking about? I was like, what's the problem? I'm like, you ain't even trying to lock it down. So what is you even bitching about, bro? Like, so my own mindset, I think of it a little more equal. I don't know why women called hoe. Like, women get called a hoe, but a dude get props for it. Like we mess with a lot of chicks, we get props for it. Chick mess with a lot of dudes, they a hoe. So I mean, I don't believe in that double standard. Like, so that's just me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm for the same way as you do, Sam. It's like, it's a level playing field, but men some at points where we can't really deny it as men, but a lot of us have more fragile egos than women. So we take the hard things like distrust and cheating or stepping outside the relationship. We take that a lot harder. Women, and most of it sometimes is expected. Like a lot of times what I see and hear from social media is women are so used to men cheating and having casual affairs that they grew tougher skin because they had to deal with it.
I 100% agree with that.
Men,
right?
Right, men, we still in that mindset of.
Here's the question that happens, right? When a man cheats, the woman says, "Do you love her?"
Yeah,
right.
When a woman cheats,
did you fuck her? Did you fuck her? That's all we want to know. We don't even care if you love them. We don't care about if you love them.
It's not even, and that ain't even a question. Was he bigger than me?
That's right. Yeah, that's the second one. First one, did you fuck him? Second one, whose was better? You know what I'm saying? And none of it becomes in love. So
that'll give a little more energy to Will Smith part because I guess from a woman's standpoint, like he said, you're more worried about the emotional side. Like women emotional. So it's like, are you like attached to this nigga? Like, cause see, a guy tell you I could go knock down a chick and not think nothing else about it. But
come on, take out the garbage, make a sandwich.
Women sometimes are looked at as more emotional, where they got to kind of attack. It seems like it had to be more involved before the intimacy might have came later, but they might actually have like an emotional bond with somebody.
And I think that's what plagued Will Smith it was I think the emotional bond, and that's why he said he was more troubled by Jada Smith and Tupac. He was more troubled by them having a ride or die relationship than intimacy, because intimacy could be like, well, hey, she always had an attraction to the guy. It became a point where it got a little too hot and heated, and he hit it. But someone saying like, no matter what, in the middle of the night, even if me and you married, I'm going to answer this person's phone call and be there for this person if they really need somebody, not even in a physical sense, just be there for a person if they really need somebody. That definitely is probably bothering him and bothers most men.
So a dude once told me, and for our listening audience, I want everybody to do this. The reason why it's an emotional thing, a love thing, a feeling thing for women. This is a man right here, right? This is a man. The finger. I want you to take your finger and put it in the woman's coochie right now, right? I want you to move it around. I want you to move it around, move it around, move it around. Then I want you to take your finger out. You don't feel nothing on your finger. My ear still feels that hole being drilled. Even though my finger's not in there no more. That right there in itself is why there's such that where you said, it's not a double standard. It's a double standard because the men, we basically wash it off and keep it going. I still feel me right now in my ear, in my hole. So
ladies and gentlemen, here. We got you.
It got a little uncomfortable with you talking about your hole and all. But
it's all right. I'm
talking
about
still put yourself in your hole.
The ear hole is a symbol. It's symbolic.
It's symbolic. I got you.
I got you.
And let's
I got you though. I agree with that. I mean, but that's I don't know, man. I guess I just grew up in a way where I just look at everybody the same. It took me to get to college though. College was like a very big when you get away from the parents and get into from that controlled treat women like this, and that's how I was raised. But then when I went to college, it was in my welcome week. And when I realized like how these women were there, I was like, oh shit, that's it.
Smash and dash, baby. Smash and dash.
But they were doing it. I was like, these motherfuckers got game. I was like, what in the hell going on?
They know they got 4 years to get that freak out of them.
And they get it out, don't they? Hey, Rocky, and they get it out. And for the men's sake who's watching this and who happens to watch our podcast, you want them to get it out. Everybody got a freak period. You want your woman to get that out. But if your woman still got a freak period after the age of 25, you in trouble.
That's why I never understood the relationships that went from high school and on. I'm like, I feel like you gotta have like 2-3 years.
I never understand somebody say that. You one of those guys, Rock? Really? I've never. When the guy be like,
I've been with my woman since I was 16.
Damn, you a lifer.
Damn.
16.
That's what she know. You're so.
Y'all had no breakup here. Y'all been together all the way since 16. No breakups, nothing. Damn.
16.
I don't know how you do it. Hey, like they said, there's a small percentage of everything. You in that percent.
No bullshit.
Yeah, man.
Hey, it took, like I told him, it took my time of being able to get around and figure out what I really wanted. So all my little hoeing times and my single times, they actually came out beneficial.
I tell my son to this day, don't do what daddy did.
Yeah, get your hoe out.
Yeah,
get your hoe out.
Absolutely.
We were just talking about Jeff Bezos and his wife and how she was looking at Leonardo DiCaprio like she ain't get all that hoe out that she had.
Well, I mean, she rich as I don't know what, so she could buy Leo.
Well, I'm talking about his new girlfriend, not his ex-wife.
Oh. Well, she can go in the back of one of them Amazon trucks.
Hey,
we already saw the video. That was probably her.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I might put a meme together.
He got fired, by the way.
He went viral too. Talking about, man, nothing was ever stolen off my truck. Everything was delivered. It's funny because black folks will say shit that's their job.
Who got fired?
Yeah.
I told y'all. Look, I telling y'all that me and Don told y'all that motherfucker need to get fired. I knew he was getting fired.
He shouldn't have got fired, but y'all see me.
You about to do that Chris Rock joint. I take care of my kids.
And you said, Rocky. That's what black people go to work. Man, I went to work, man. None of the packages get stolen off my truck. They not supposed to get stolen off your truck. I ain't never steal nothing. Like, that's not an accolade for work.
You don't get props for doing your job, fool.
And
I know when the packages got crushed back there. You ain't about to tell me it doesn't get crushed.
It wasn't just the packages getting crushed.
Yeah.
She had big feet.
Hey, I'm saying everybody got black folks at their job. They come in and always didn't tell you what they're gonna do. I'm about to do my job. I ain't doing nothing else. Like, what the hell is?
They just bumped me like up to the official manager role, and that's a conversation I have all the time with somebody coming there and be like, well, they be trying to get props for like being on time. I'm like, dude, you know you're supposed to be on time, right?
Right.
I'm not giving you props for being on time. Do it all the time. What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, man.
I do my job. That's why you
talk about work ethic, man. These kids just don't have it.
Yeah,
it says, man, I've been on time to work all this week. Congratulations.
Hey, you know what they do? They get to work on time and go straight to the bathroom.
Yeah. Hey, get to work on time to go bullshit for 15 minutes.
Yep.
Oh shit! Hey,
That's
let's get into this one, fella. Check this
right.
out. Joe Budden. They saying it appears that Joe Budden has come out and said that he may be homosexual. I mean, I'm sorry, bisexual, not homosexual. Excuse me. I said like somebody's uncle. The boy came out and said he was a homosexual.
I never have gotten the term. So this is what's weird with me with the term bisexual. I always say, like, if you're bisexual, don't that just mean you're gay?
The boy came out and said he wasn't bi-homosexual. I guess. I don't even know. I mean,
yeah, what's going on with that forehead right there?
Oh, yeah, this is like right here?
Yeah.
That's just some weave product shit. I don't know, man. You know, when you don't run these, we don't run these sites, so they always got some crazy ads and shit popping up by Google. But it says on an episode of Joe Budden's podcast, it said Budden came out as bisexual in a very non-ceremonious way. I'm bisexual. He simply said before continuing, how do I spread this news? How do I spread the word? Yo, listen, I like guys and girls. Spread the word. I'm down.
So stop right there. Whether or not he's telling, if it's real or not, I can't tell. Because I actually watched and heard what he said and how he was saying it. It just, Joe's at a point right now with his podcast with the two dudes that just left. Where
the two brothers he threatened to sue.
Right. So
he went left.
He's in a situation where his podcast numbers might not be where they were and all that stuff. And what's the hot topic, Lil Nas to do? I'm gay.
Hey, you think Joe Budden pulled a Lil Nas X on him?
I mean, again, I don't know this brother like that. I mean, everything that is supposed to be, he's this hard rapper, gangster this and blah, blah, blah. Not to say that you can't be a hard gangster and be gay, but
Joe Budden,
he said it, if you listen to the connotation of it, it was, how can I spread the word?
That's how you know success is a damn disease to some people, bro. Because if you got to do some shit like that just to stay in the limelight or something,
correct.
Yeah, that's
do you really think he's doing it to stay in the limelight though? Because they have been rumors about him being a little, a fagalist.
This is just me saying that off of what Rock saying, like how it sounded like it might have been a little. Because if you talk about it being like you saying these people left, and if his podcast is kind of going downhill in a way, and you try to pop off something to get numbers or something, I mean it's a little
that whole views, quick for likes and all that stuff. That's just my opinion. That's what
you feel like he got to go this far. I mean, to take it that far to say you bisexual. I mean, for a guy, because in today's society, you're going to get supported, but you're also going to take a mighty big hit because this shit don't go away.
If you have the opportunity to, go in and I'm sure it's on YouTube or something. Try to put it on because you have to hear how he said it.
I got you.
But you almost safe saying that nowadays because if you do say it, who can really attack you in public? Right. Because if they say something to you, then they're gonna get.
It was just weird. It was really weird just how he said it. He goes, "Yeah, I like boys, I like girls. I'm gay.
One of them dudes, man.
How do I spread the word? How do I just like that? How do I spread the word? It wasn't a serious type of situation where." He was candid. It sounded almost like, how can I spread the word? Because I know that's what is going to sell.
What people want to hear.
Right.
Joe Budden always been weird. Like, as a rapper, dude, I think the dude has one of the best voices, and I think dude can literally rap, dog. Like, especially back when he was in that.
Oh, yeah, he's always had that flow.
I mean, he always so damn weird. Get in his own way, dog. He's just so weird. Like if he just rapped, like I think he'd be one of the hottest rappers out still. But
let me check this out. I think we got it right here. Hold on.
I'm not gonna just run around talking about he bisexual. I mean, what the hell?
This is what they played on.
But we're saying that he came out as bisexual. Was the clip that was posted that had everybody talking?
I'm bisexual.
Okay, it's okay now.
How do I spread this news? How do I spread the word?
I think you got to call the CEO.
Yo, listen. You got to make sure it's okay. I like guys and girls. Spread the word. I'm down.
Now I saw some of his exes weighing in on this. I saw Tahiri say that she did not experience that while she was with him at all. But then I also saw that Kaylin Garcia left a comment where, she, I guess, expressed that she felt like he was bisexual and she commended him for admitting it. But it looks like it was part of
So you heard how it was said.
Yeah,
I just don't buy
it
it.
was kind of dry. You said he was
Right.
just basically saying that is I'm trying to make a point.
Right.
But it wasn't like wasn't really like it seemed like an emotional plea for him to come out and people to hear.
So I mean, listen. At the end of the day, if he is, he is. Don't mean it. Don't mean anything to me.
Right. I mean, yeah, that's his business, but I kind of feel the way you said. Like it really didn't seem like it was it was more of just to be an asshole comment.
Didn't sound genuine.
Yeah.
I mean, when it comes to me, dude, I really just don't care.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think really anybody really cares. Only people care is just for him to come out and say it like that. It's just a shock for him, But some people say it ain't a shock. Like I said, it's Joe Budden, man. You never know nowadays because that is the truth. A lot of times people come out and share and say shit that really don't mean much.
I always wonder. Me and my
Facebook user said, "I don't even care if he's gay or not. He's just trying to stay relevant." That's
right.
The point.
But that's the thing, dude. Me and my homeboy had an argument back when I was in back in San Diego, and we was like, if you were rich, what kind of rich would you want to be? I said, I want to be. So we used to go to this club out there, dude, and there was a guy. We got there early one day. Dude came in, like it had a strict dress code, dog. You had to be like clean to get up this motherfucker. 3-story club. We go downstairs. Dude sitting at the bar, white beat on. I mean, not a white beat. He had a V-neck on and some cargo shorts. And I was like, the fuck, man? I was like, the hell, what's up with dress code or whatever? I talked to the motherfucker, found out he the owner. And then this mother like, here, I'm going to get y'all a bottle. And y'all got it for the night or whatever. I was like, shit, cool. Then he walks out, gets in his little expensive car. And I was like, see, that's the rich I need to be. I need to be a rich where nobody know who the hell I am. Because I don't need to be jumping out every time trying to think of a way to stay relevant, dog. These people that try to stay relevant, I wonder if when they get their money, do they invest it somewhere? I feel like they're just trying to, it's like they need money to say some of the shit they say, dog. Like, I'm bisexual. I'd be a nigga to say so, motherfucker. Like
right, that's what I'm saying. It's just, I don't know, man. I feel if it is in that realm that I said that he's doing it, or as the Facebook user said, to stay relevant, you know what? Shame on him, man. Shame on him for going in that direction, thinking that he has to be shock value, to be relevant.
Honestly, even if it's true, he just said that to say relevant. I mean, why didn't you build? You should.
I mean, and they need to play the whole contents of that conversation.
You didn't turn gay last week.
That's what I'm saying. You didn't trip up and land and hit your hand like, okay.
He didn't turn. So he's trying to say he's been in the closet about this. Well, I mean, like I said, I would have to really sit and listen to the full content of the conversation for me to really make a judgment, because like you said, it didn't sound genuine enough. Maybe more like he wanted to be an asshole just to say something. But
right.
Anyway, fuck it. Check this one out, fella. This one here. All right, Kelly Rowland. This is Kelly Rowland, and her son wanted a police Lego themed birthday party. So, for his birthday party, they actually got together and created. It was just a police theme. I don't know. It's no more than that. But this is her son. They had a whole Lego party with cake, and everything was basically was a policeman, and people were dressed up as a police officer. But she got a lot of backlash on social media, and it was like, why in the hell are you having, after the situation with George Floyd and everything that's going on over police and with the climate that we in today as citizens in this fucking country's black people. I guess you could say no more than that. But people feel like that was basically insensitive of Kelly Rowland to show and throw her son a fucking police-themed birthday party, no matter if it was by Lego or fucking not. But she said that was his idea, and that's what he wanted to do. It was his birthday. So Kelly Rowland said, fuck it. We threw he wanted a police-themed Lego birthday, so that's what we gave him. People was like, well, he could have at least been a fucking firefighter or a district attorney. District attorney or some shit, but What you think, fellas? Do y'all think she took it too far, or is her kid, her birthday? Who gives a fuck what everybody else got to say
when you're
about
on
that?
social media and you're famous, do you have to have is there an obligation to respond?
You know what? I think there is, Sam, for real, because a lot of these people like Kelly Rowland, they do respond on the day-to-day basis to anything and everything else, not pertaining to them in other situations where they talk with their fans. They're always talking about how important it is for them to be in touch with their fans and communicate with their fans. So,
but do they know how dumb it sounds? So we're at the moment bitching about cops being bad cops. You're gonna get mad at a young black man who is interested in cops, who might one day become a cop and might be a good cop. So we're not going to
narrative.
Yeah. So we on one hand, we want everything to be more, oh, we need cops to understand us and be more fair to this community. You got a kid that's in your community that apparently likes cops so much he did a whole police themed birthday and we attacked him. How does that make any kind of damn sense? That's all I'm saying.
Doesn't. So my question would be, I mean, I'm looking at the little Lego police guy. Was that little yellow? Was there any yellow policeman whooping any of the brown Lego? Because that's taking it too far, right? That's
a Lego canine.
Right?
Unit?
Was a little dog? Was there water spray? That is taking it too far. What you're doing, this is what a child wanted, and the parent facilitated the child's request.
Right.
And
Sometimes I think we as a people, we reach a little too far. You know what I mean? I can't even see if it was an adult who wanted. If I want to have a cop themed birthday party, if that's what an adult wanted, if that's what somebody wanted, they obviously have love for, their community, their police. Not everybody's a bad cop. Not everybody's a good cop. We got to stop that part of it. When we see bad, we need to take care of the bad. When you see good, recognize the good.
Yeah, I never taught, dude, there's a cop that comes at my job all the time, dude. It's a black cop. We trip with him all the time. He jokes with us. But that's like me having a standard of saying, oh, I can't stand cops.
Right.
While I'm cool with this guy who I damn near personally know. The dude shows us, like, we do his whole setup in his house. We know it. I mean, we're cool with this dude. So it's just ignorant to think that way, dog. It's just pure ignorance. Now we don't want our kids to be judged as adults, but we're going to let a kid get crucified because he like cops.
But guess what? And I hate to say this. You may want to put up that, at fuck
here
your
we
opinion.
go. I ain't got the and he was already close with the whole thing, so here we go.
But we're not gonna say anything about the child, the boy who wants to have a Barbie themed party though.
Ooh, well, okay.
Look, somebody just got real. Hey, I'm trying to make my life right.
Your opinion.
I mean, this is just what I'm just saying though. We're talking about a child with a policeman. He may want to be, a policeman when he grows up. You have a problem with that, but hey, he hasn't identified himself what he is yet, so we can have a Barbie themed party. I'm just, not saying that's wrong. Just saying, we have sometimes we confuse things way too much.
A Facebook user said, "Was they beating a brown pinata? was the pinata they was beating brown?" I don't think they took it that far. I hope they didn't. But yeah.
I can't agree with every movement, man. Not every single movement.
Yeah. With this, I didn't really speak on it myself, but I think that I look at it like the same way you guys. If it's a kid and this is what a kid wants to do, then it's different. And you know what? People got to also look at this and not be so fucking jaded themselves and say, this is Kelly Rowland. What part of her son's life, do you think that he's grown up with police aren't positive role models? You see what I'm saying? I would understand he's 7 years old, so the Michael Browns and the Aubreys and the things that happen on as far as the black men and their disposition with law enforcement. I don't think she's really exposing him to that much of that at this age of 6 and 7 years old. I'm sure they have maybe have had to talk. But being no fact that his mom is considered a performer, an entertainer, his interaction with the police have always been on positive means. You know what I'm saying? So, people, I feel like you guys are saying, man, people just taking this shit too far. We can't raise our children to have fear and and a level of disrespect for the police where it causes situations now. And like you say, in situations where they will happen, it's not the badge, it's not the gun, it's the person. Some people in this world, no matter what power they have, are going to use it in ways to negatively impact other people's lives. So
ain't that the damn truth? Can't get everybody.
Don't do it. Right. You can have a racist firefighter. He can be like, man, fuck them niggas.
Absolutely.
He can be a racist fire. He can be a racist paramedic. He ain't always got to be a racist cop. God damn, we ain't got to be.
What are these people that just sit around and just look at this shit and just wait to hate on shit, dog? Like, you ain't got nothing else going on. Like, go get a guard.
So I'll jump in on that, Sims, where you say what people jump in on hate. I can't believe that it got back to me. So you guys know that I had a near-death experience. I had a pulmonary embolism. That I own a health store. I own a health food store. So the ignorance and the hate got back to me, where someone said, "Oh, this guy died of almost died of a heart attack." How funny is that? He owns a health food store. Why have that? Look up first what a pulmonary embolism is, right? So that you can understand that it has nothing to do with the health. It has nothing to do with diet. It has nothing to do with any of that. But it's what people just do. People try their best to break down, knock down, and that's what they're doing with Kelly here, knocking her down. It's a kid party, man. Let it go. Let it go.
Damn, I can't even remember exactly. I heard it on some video I was watching when the lady said, I put it on my Facebook post, but it was just like people put energy into like hateful shit.
Yes.
Like, you'll put all your energy into stuff that divides. That's what it was. You'll put energy in stuff that divides, but not stuff that helps. Like everybody's just about, it's like TNT, more drama. That's all the hell it is, dog.
And like I said, back to what you guys was I think what Sims was saying. Don't you want, if you want to change the world and you want to change the way people are treated in the world, shouldn't the children be influenced to be cops and paramedics and doctors that are already living in a world where they can see the curve of racism is somewhat slightly changing, where they want to say, hey, I want to be a police officer that go in their black communities and communities and minorities. I've lived in them, so I feel more comfortable being in them.
Right. We should not discourage or take away from dreams.
Especially for black children. Right. If whatever black children want to do in their life that's considered positive, black folks support your children.
Correct. If they want to be a cop, be a cop.
If little man want to be a ballerina, space astronaut, a bioengineer, and physicist, a cook, a chef, let little man be. Man.
Nurture those dreams. Stay positive with them. And again, you never know what can be the outcome of a child who dreamt at 7 to have this party to be, a chief of police.
Dude, and the reality of it is quit putting up posts like you perfect. I get tired of these motherfuckers that be talking about other people like they just live this perfect life.
Right.
Like, that shit get on my damn nerves. I be wanting to, everybody want to find something in somebody else's past. I be wanting to look in there. It's like, oh, well, you must grow up perfect. Let's see what the hell you did in your past, man. Hey, that Netflix motherfucker that was talking shit about Dave Chappelle.
Oh yeah, he was terrible.
They looking at transsexual a little. They looking at history, and it was Asian hate. I was like, oh, look at you.
I'm gonna break my cell phone over this Asian bitch's head. I'm like, damn.
That was 2 weeks ago, motherfucker.
You posted that. You actually posted that on the time. Then you gonna stand up there and be a spokesperson against Dave Chappelle after you literally in a fucking tweet said, I'm about to break my phone over this Asian bitch's head.
Yeah,
Lord have mercy.
It's ridiculous, man. Like, I agree. I'm one of them people, you know, I bash the shit out of Kanye because he's a fucking idiot. But he has some latest idiot stuff. But I do believe people with that platform can reach more people, so they have responsibility to it. But at the same time, people judge these mothers like they don't make their own mistakes, dog. Like, or they should say things exactly how I feel they should say it. But if they don't say it like I feel I should say it, I'm gonna attack everything about them. Start a movement. we need to get rid of this guy.
And right there.
Yeah, that's no bullshit, Sam. That's no bullshit.
So look what the Facebook user said, which is absolutely 100. They entertain your downfall, but disregard your come up. It's crazy. 1,000%, man.
That's perfectly said. Yeah.
Oh, 1,000%.
And how they got here. Let's just talk shit now that they're here.
And I'll be honest with you, man. I'm talking about us,
right,
as a whole. I see that a lot, man. And, you know, I saw a post or a meme, whatever you call it, where it says that they won't go buy your water for $1.50, but they'll go buy water from somewhere else for $3.
Yeah,
that's us. That's us.
Yeah.
$1.50 is too much to give us, but we'll go give $3 to somebody else.
Something gotta be wrong with this water you trying to sell me. It's half the price of this other water.
Right? Why are you selling to me $1.50?
That's called a deal, motherfucker. I ain't adding in all them other fees and shit. I'm trying to hook you up.
Yep. All right, let's go into this one here. This is I don't know if I'm sure you guys heard folks at home TV. I mean, it's at home TV. At home, if you're sitting in your car on your lunch break and you're watching a fucking podcast, I'm sure you heard about this story as well. Travis Scott, he had was the last week he had a show, Astro World, is something that he does all the time in Houston, Texas, because he's a fan. I mean, he lives in Houston, Texas, and he was a fan of a place that was kind of like we call Six Flags, called Astro World, and he threw a party. I mean, a concert. I said a party. He threw a concert over, I think it was last week.
Yeah.
And last weekend, and it was a few deaths. As you can see, this is like the crowd from the actual performance and shit. And they were victims. I think it was 6. I think it's 6 up to 7 now.
I think it was 8. I think it was 8. Yeah. Talking about that died. Like 8 died, 300 got injured type shit.
Yeah, I think that was somewhere close. I know it was something close to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, and people are just they upset with fucking Travis Scott right now. A lot of people are blaming him for the incident and what happened. And what you just said, Sims, kind of got me to thinking about this. As far as this situation. Let me see if I got this here. They had a little part, but this is a little part where he paused the actual show for the queue up. When people say people don't have a mind of their own, man, and it's sad that this, to me, felt like a situation that a lot of things wouldn't have unfolded as badly as they did if people stopped sharing that mob mentality of, you know, well, this is a part of the show with Travis Scott. Basically had to stop the show because people were beginning to be crushed. And he noticed it.
All right, but here's the deal with that too. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you good.
Oh, okay. I thought we froze. It was when people were finally being crushed that he stopped the show. He was performing still.
40 more minutes, though. They said it went into an emergency thing, and he performed 40 more damn minutes.
Right.
While all this shit was going on, dog.
So while he has, you know, the proper, you know, the venue has, you know, security and all that stuff, you really have to take a step back and know that the performer himself has the power to stop. You know, like as he's now stopping, that should have probably been done, like you said, 40 minutes.
What the f is that?
That's right. They showed 50,000 people. That's crazy. I think one of the guys, I think the 10-year-old or 9-year-old child died as well.
Yeah, it was they died and they had very serious injuries. This is the thing with me, man. Like, so I'm not someone that's going to put all responsibility on Travis Scott, but how do you have a venue where you just have these people just run in though, like where they on foot? But like it just seemed like it was horribly planned. Like who they don't. I feel like that would just be something that you have common sense on. Like I said I don't do concerts and stuff, but I assume if I did, I better have me a damn ticket that got a seat number on it. I better be sitting my ass down.
Yeah, I don't do SROs, bro. No,
Hell no, I'm about to be fuck that. And then the thing with this track, the thing that makes it look so bad is a lot nowadays. Everybody got camera phones, and they got a lot of people. There was one young black dude that had a video where he said he was seeing these people getting crushed. He trying to pull them out the crowd.
Oh yeah, I seen that, Sam.
Yeah, and he said like he was in a VIP area and some chick cussing him out. He like, bitch, you don't see all these damn people like dead.
Right, he's like, people started fighting in the VIP area to fighting against the people trying to get in the VIP area to stop from being crushed.
Trying to get people out of there. And then they even show videos where you see the people in front of them looking at the concert while there's somebody like laid out on the ground and they doing CPR on. And I'm like, dude, I said, y'all. What mentality you get, dude? If I see something like that, I'm not enjoying the show no more. And then they had people like chanting, "Stop the show, stop the." That's why Travis Scott, to me, like once you saw that stuff happening, dog, obviously it must have been happening toward the front. Yeah, you should have stopped that shit right then. Cut the music, like let that shit get settled down, so you ain't got like people can hear, you know what I'm saying, what's going on. The damn ambulance looked like it was like driving through people trying to get through there, dog. Like. I don't know how it gets to that extent, but yeah, he gets sued like hell though. I mean, I saw one family on one of the news networks, and I think their I don't know if it was their nephew or brother died, but he said he was gonna pay for the funeral, but they're trying to sue that dude. Like he gonna have some lawsuits. So I don't know if they should be for him though. I think it should be for whoever set up the concert personally, but.
It'll be both sides. I mean, number one, as like the promoters and stuff like that, that's what insurance is for. So everybody's getting covered. I mean, are you suing him directly? No, you're suing his insurance. You know, at that point, you know what I mean? It's not really something that's going to come out of his pocket. It's going to come out from the insurance.
Yeah,
I'm with Sims on that one. I feel like, in my opinion, because this is fuck your opinion, but in my opinion, I feel like. Travis Scott, yes, he did have at some point the control to say, "Hey, you know, people back up." And I've seen other concerts because this Astro World, like I said, this is not the first time. This is like the third or fourth year he's done this, and that became a theme at Astro. Wherever he's gone, it's become a theme where people just do this raging rush and surge of people. If there are other
He got a history of some stupid shit too, though. No, he got a history with people to jump over gates.
Yeah, like I said, the barricades. That is something that at his shows is almost permitted. Like people break through the barricades and they trample over each other. And this shit was happening. He performed at night. The trampling and the smashing of people and all that shit was during the day before it was people that was passing out and that were having issues with crowd control before he even hit the stage because he didn't perform till nightfall. But it was like thousands of people during the day.
Yeah, they said it was packed, but they said like when he performed, like they did all the lighting and everything. They said that's when everybody was put. Right. They said all the other people that performed before him. They said they had no issues. It was when that mode went up with all that weird.
Right. And see, that's my point, Sims. Like, people have to have some level of self-control. Like, it was a guy that had his, it was a African American, because his father's on the news now. If you haven't seen it, but he said it was a guy had his son, 9-year-old, 10-year-old son, on his shoulders, and because of the heat exhaustion and the compacting of all the bodies up on him, he basically got dizzy and collapsed with his son on his shoulders. The child fell into the crowd. And the kid was repeatedly stomped on and not purposely kicked, we hope. But the kids end up, the 9 or 10-year-old child is in critical condition because people continue to just stomp and step over him while he was laying on the floor in the crowd while the father passed out. So by the time the father regained consciousness and was able to get to his son and pick him up, people had already trampled him to the point where he needed he's in the intensive care unit, as they say the son is, as of currently. But
what obvious point to bring up, because this had to happen in Texas. I mean, is there not any kind of COVID thing at all? I mean, we in a packed ass
50,000 people. You know what I'm saying?
You were so close that you were getting crushed. So I mean, you can't say you had your space.
Yeah, right.
Why the hell y'all doing that shit anyway, dog?
And what's the mindset of somebody who sees? Because no matter how close you are, you have to see a person with another human being on their shoulders collapse and the person hit the ground. A 9-year-old child is on the ground, and you're so obsessed with watching Travis Scott that you will continuously step on a child that's laid out on the ground. It's ridiculous. Like I said, the mob mentality that people have, and that and that how easily they are influenced to do shit like that. That's the scariest part to me, because Michael Jackson had concerts where motherfuckers was fainting. They had to get security to pass the motherfucker
passing out. Ain't nobody died at a Michael Jackson concert.
No, they passed out though. Now come on,
they
Rocky.
Passing out. And they did put over the barricades.
Yeah,
brought them back to the back.
Bubbles
right. Back there playing with their balls.
Oh shit!
There you go, man. That's when you needed this card.
Wait a minute. I got it. There it is. I got it, fellas.
I'm just saying,
Yeah, but for real, you're right. I just see plenty, and I'm talking about the crowd themselves to help pass the person up to the front, and that's what I mean. Travis Scott, I hope he's learned something by that word rage music, and everybody's in the rodeo and all that shit. That we listen people die lit.
You're right. Up here listening to us, and he said Travis Scott has a history of inciting crowds, getting them hyped up and whatnot.
Yeah, that's what he does. That's what he does. That's
Astro World. I used to go there when I was a kid because I grew up in Houston, and they had the Astro World was like a theme park.
Yeah, so that's what it is.
That's what he took. Is that where he took the name from, or is this still
no? Well, actually, Travis Scott, because I do a little bit of my homework. Travis Scott, he actually took the theme park because Astro World, the one that frequented. He had a nostalgic moment where, as a kid, he used to go to Astro World in Houston. The park closed down. The park had closed down. So what he did, he actually bought the property and redid everything himself for it to be a recreation of the Astro World that you remember as a child. But so that's why he does these concerts there, because it's actually his theme park. Like, he actually put the money and everything in the reconstruction of it himself just to have these concerts once a year at this place where it's carnival rides and all kinds of shit. Whatever the theme park was, that's what he made it to, and he does his concerts there. So, and it's for a good cause. Like, the dude is really a community person. He's involved in his community. He's doing something that was actually, good for the community. But like I said, I hope he just learns from that, man. It's all fun. You old when you say it's all fun and games and somebody get hurt.
Yeah.
It's all fun.
I just feel like some stuff, if you just actually put some thought to it, it's preventable.
Yeah. And that goes for the young folks too, man. They need to get off that shit, man. They can't keep, saying, making up excuses and shit for why they do dumb shit and be like, oh, it was Travis Scott that made me do it. Because like our mama, everybody's mama once said, if your friends jump off the bridge, you going too? You know, if your friends trampling a 6-year-old, a 9-year-old kid on the ground, you gonna trample them too? Like, make some fucking sense out of your life, young folks.
Nah, it's all for self, man. We're in a self society.
That's a goddamn shame. Everybody getting that close to the stage for a motherfucking selfie that you'll crush another human being just to say, look, this is how close I was to Travis Scott. Fucking people crazy. Get it together, ladies and gentlemen. Watch this for podcasts and get your fucking morals and life together. Because we're going to get you together on here. We're going to, if you watch this motherfucking podcast, ladies and gentlemen, kids of all ages, we're going to get your mind right.
Miami about to beat Baltimore, bro. God damn, they're giving them the business right now.
Who's that? What you got there saying?
The Dolphins over here giving Baltimore the business. They just got a damn fumble recovery touchdown, man.
Hey, fellas, y'all heard about this shit here? This was one that was given to me a little earlier by one of the fellas. I think it was Step. It says, judge says there appears to be intentional discrimination in the Ahmaud Arbery jury selection, but still allows the trial to move forward with one black juror.
Yeah, I had I don't know if I put that on Facebook too, but that shit pissed me off. But the judge can't pick the jury, so he can only state that. But they said even in that community where this happened at, I think they said it was 60-some% white and maybe 30-some% black. So he was just saying the jury doesn't even directly reflect the population in the area. And he said, I think he brought up the fact that they were nitpicking all the black people's, they were trying to find reasons why they shouldn't be on the jury. So he definitely called it out. What kind of bullshit? To me, this is an open shut case, dog. I don't even really get all this anyway. I mean, my man shot the dude with a damn shot. Y'all literally drove him down, recorded it, and killed him. I mean, what else can there be to talk about? What crime? The man didn't even commit a crime, but where in the world can you get ran down and shot, and there be some kind of legal binding thing towards that? I don't.
Georgia.
Georgia.
I mean, you would have to shit like that happen. You'd have to come in the house and shoot my damn wife for me to run you down on the street and shoot your ass. It got to be that serious. A man just jogging.
And they accused, and those men accused him, Ahmaud Arbery, of breaking into prefab homes. He wasn't. This wasn't even. They said that there were burglaries in the neighborhood of construction sites and prefab homes. Not even homes that people lived in. Construction sites and prefab homes had break-ins,
But they also stated that there was nothing missing.
Yeah,
from the home,
prefab home,
and they also the owners of the property never complained about it. They had a camera in there, and it was way more people outside of him because we did it in our neighborhood. We first moved in our neighborhood. We were one of the first houses built. So as they were building up houses, we just walked through them and stuff.
You walk around and say, you know what, is this? Whether he was doing that or not, people do that.
Which was illegal. That was legal.
House. Go inside, look around.
Yeah,
this is looking nice.
If it did get illegal, then they would trespass you, or they would put signs that say that. But as long as those signs aren't there, of no trespassing, it's nobody's property yet. It's just a built home.
This definitely is a situation. It's a sad situation, man, because
he
didn't have to die, and these people really they went a little bit above and beyond what they needed.
Right, a little bit. This motherfucker had a 12 gauge and a 357.
I'm being sarcastic.
Oh, okay.
You heard what the dad said? Because we were watching the guy with the son shotgun,
right?
But the guy on the truck had the other gun aimed at him. He was saying, "Oh, I would have killed him, or I would have shot him if he didn't." So he openly said that. He said that to one of the detectives or something that came out. So I mean, it's just dude. So y'all basically was just I'm gonna kill me a black dude today. That's really what it was. So I don't even know how for something like this to go through all of it. Some shit is open and shut, dog. If these roles were reversed and there were two black guys shoot some white jogger in some neighborhood, would we really be going through all this right now? This fool already be in prison.
Already telling you now. I said
We
it
know
with,
you
with,
wouldn't.
with the,
I mean, and
with the
jumped
George
out
Floyd
on him
case.
with the and jumped out and didn't put the gun on. What you saying, Rock?
I said this with the George Floyd case, man. If these people here don't go to jail, there's going to be some rioting going on.
Oh,
and I'm talking about a massive proportion, man.
we got two possible ones, dog. This one and Rittenhouse. But be real about it though, and this is just me being honest. I have started watching like some of the Rittenhouse. There are certain things in there where they might be able to get away with self-defense. Because there was. I always try to put myself in other people's shoes. First of all, I think the kid was being an idiot, and I think he honestly should. In my mind, he should have to serve sometime or whatever they do to people his age. But they did show both cases where he was attacked on the first one, and somebody shot behind him in the air. And it could have been mistaken with the other dude. And I think with the other one, the guy that he shot on the ground, he actually had a gun also. But so I don't know. He killed two people and wounded another one.
Yeah, right.
So I don't know.
And they said that somebody attacked him and hit him with a skateboard, and that's what prompted him to fire. Right, he was not.
But my thing with that though, somebody swinging, you can't kill a motherfucker because he swung a skateboard at you, dog. Like, so that on that part, I wasn't cool with it. But they said something like somebody.
He was knocked to the ground by someone. He didn't just because when you see him, he's actually firing from his back. So he was not. He was attacked to a certain.
Did we see the crocodile tears though?
Yeah. Oh, he was like.
He wasn't going too far with that one. That was I honestly didn't care. To me, I want them people.
The award for most dramatic actor goes to.
Yeah. I mean, that was definitely intent, dog. When you go into a crowd with that type of weaponry,
right?
Like to me, there should be some crime in that by itself. Like,
maybe not first degree.
Crossing state lines with a weapon, in my opinion.
So that's another one that was cleared up. I don't think he crossed state lines with the weapon. They said when he got into the state, he got the weapon. He bought it. So I think his mother. But what might happen is his mother might get some charges.
That's what I said. That's right.
He don't get that gun.
That's why I spoke last time, because his mother was the actual one who bought the machine gun. So he didn't buy it. That's why I said his mom should shed most of the criminal intent charges for actually buying him the gun. But I get that one. I don't know that Cal. I wouldn't put straight money on Kyle Rittenhouse. I think he may get some soft time. I don't think he's gonna get nothing harsh for the.
I still think he should get some damn time. I ain't saying this.
It's gonna be soft.
I don't think he's gonna get the book thrown out. I think he'll get this shit. And I think that judge is very biased to the thing. When he came in saying certain terms you couldn't use, but yet he wanted to give them terms. Like, I think that's a whole setup there anyway. But if that shit in Georgia goes the wrong way, that shit about to blow up over there, bro.
I mean, like I said, and for a judge in Georgia to sit and say, I believe that this man is getting an unbiased jury. I mean, getting a biased jury in trial. But I mean, and the thing is, when they say you should be judged by your peers, you got 3 white men. So if you got 11 white people sitting there judging them, I guess it is a jury of their peers. It's just not a jury on the behalf of the defense. I mean, it won't be a jury on the behalf of the victim. It'll be jury on the behalf of the actual defense. So
that's ridiculous. I don't know. That shit pissed me off, man. And then I don't know if y'all saw the reporter where the dad walked out the courtroom and he talking about they were showing pictures of his they had to show graphic pictures of him with his wounds. So and then the dude was like, "Why'd you walk out of the courtroom?" And motherfucker was like, "Dude," he was like, "You got a kid?" Like he got emotional. He was like, "If you got a kid or something," he was like, "How would you feel your kid got shot with a damn shotgun or whatever?" Like the way he said was tore up with a shotgun, because you get hit with a shotgun.
He got shot close. What, he shot him twice close range,
close
right?
range in the chest. So
Jesus.
Yeah. So I mean, but the dude like what? I don't know how I would answer that question. That damn reporter would have got cussed out.
or choked. He got
Yeah.
one of them. He got slapped or something. If I can't put my hands on somebody,
everybody with a hot take, you're gonna get this hot hook. That's what's gonna happen.
right. You got, it's just saying, man. Like I said, I hope there is justice for Ahmaud Arbery, and like you said, man, those men, 3 men who hunted him down and shot him dead in the street for jogging down the fucking street and committing not any crime but being black in the neighborhood where they feel like he ain't deserved to be. They should go to fucking jail. I don't give a fuck. At least give them 15 years. Give them something.
Do y'all ever wonder? Like, I guess I don't think in that mind. There's no people in the world that I just have that kind of resentment towards. Do you know? Like, do y'all ever wonder what these people think? Like, if they got to kill a black person, like, what do they get out of it? Do they like? I don't know. Do you get aroused off that shit or something? I mean, what the fuck
I think it is. I think it's a sense of, and like you said, we know what kind of boys these are. These good old boys. They, live in a world where they consider it almost like a pride. It's like a badge of honor. Like, I went out. It's almost like people who hunt wild game. You be like, well, why the fuck you shoot a defenseless tiger or some shit just sitting minding this motherfucking business?
Well, yeah. Okay, I got you on that. If you were saying hunting, I was like, well, at least they get to take the motherfucker and eat it. But yeah, you're right. If there's somebody just going to kill something, like, yeah, that's just weird to me. Like, why do you feel like you got to go?
I never understood why there's that much hate in the world. I always use the old Disney book, I think it is, The Fox and the Hound. And hear me out on this. That book or that show basically lets you see how racism itself.
Come on with his Rock. The Rock
they pulled his cable, boy. He's about to talk too real.
Oh no, Rock was about to get into it. They shut him down.
Hey, that's how you know white people watching. They cut the cable on his ass, bro.
Yeah, man. They said he got 0 network connections. What happened to Rock, man?
Oh no, this nigga too woke. Pull it.
He's about to get too deep. Hopefully Rock can get back in here. Let's see.
Yeah, this nigga too woke. Pull the cable. Pull the cable.
Hey, but yeah, Sims, I'm with you on that, man. That shit is it's sad, man, that shit happened. But and like I said, I'm telling you, Sims,
think about it from your own mindset. Is there any, like, if you thought about it right now, is there anything in your mind where you'd be like, if I saw this motherfucker, I would kill him? Or if I saw this type of person, I'm gonna kill him.
Right. Yeah, right. No, it's not even, outside of, like you said, in defense of my family or the name or my blood, you know what I'm saying? But outside of that, just saying, man, if I see an Asian dude outside, or like I said, I'm gonna shoot him, I'm gonna kill him. If I see this person that you already have a certain mental issue, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With these people, like I said, it's a mental thing. They willfully want to just murder somebody. You know what I'm saying, on something. Because like I said, I'm not the type of person. I can understand hunting, like bow and arrow, deer hunting, hunting for a certain sense. But when you go out there and you hunting, what's endangered species or certain animals, that basically have certain purpose in this world, but don't really have any, you know what I'm saying, Sam?
Yeah.
I think you got issues. I'm not one of the people like I want to go out and just shoot a fucking elephant. I want to shoot him. But what the fuck is that?
Yeah,
I just want to, and I think that's the mentality. Hey, Sam, listen, the mentality of these people, especially those good old boys, is I want to kill something. And what more thrill is there, as they said, to kill another human being? And since they consider in their communities and where they live, how they look and treat black people already, to them, like I said, that shit becomes a badge of honor where it's like, look at what we did.
Even when I look at history stuff, dog, just like what was the one where they burned down the whole city and killed all?
Oklahoma, Redwood, not Redwood.
But the main reason they did that was just Tulsa. Tulsa. Just because they just did it because these people they went and got their own property away from them. They were successfully maintaining a city, and they found a reason just to go over there and burn that shit down, dog. Like it's just. I don't know, bro.
Hey, but and you know what? Remember, have you ever seen that joint Rosewood with Vin Rhymes in it?
Yeah, I saw that.
And again, the good old boys were sitting on the porch, and they was like, "I heard that nigga got a piano," and he was like, "I ain't got a piano." Remember that? And it was like when that was a conversation of that nigga got a piano. I was
love
like,
got it, dog. Like when I went to the gym one day and a dude caught himself, it was a guy that I know that works there. He's cool. I went in there and I got my Tesla. I parked it or whatever, and I was coming into the gym, and he was talking to this other guy I don't know, but he asked me in a way. He was like, "Man, how'd you get that? How'd you get that?" He said it that way. How'd you get that Tesla? I was like, so I looked at him. Then he changed it. And he was like, "Oh, how do you like the Tesla?"
right.
And I was like, I just looked. I didn't even answer the question. I beat my little shit and walked in. But
What?
he wasn't thinking and just coming out the head. I mean, that's exactly what you said about the piano. The motherfucker was like, "Well, how'd you get that?" You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What are you talking about? I'm not answering your dumbass question. I didn't know you were. And even the guy that worked there looked at him, and you could kind of, he did it subtly, but he kind of shook his head like.
I'm telling you, Sands, man, it gets to a point, and like it's a cultural thing. They don't some, not all white folks, but some white folks really. Yeah, they really don't believe that black folks can achieve a certain amount of not even success, a certain amount of things in their life we can't have because we're black, and we don't look at it that way. We look at it because I am black. That's just a reason even more for me to get out here and prove to the world not that I can obtain these things, but that that these things are obtainable for black people, because that's the difference. You know what I'm saying? It's a thing if you buy, because you know how they say sometimes you stunting on the hood of some black folks buy shit to turn shit down on their own people. That's what I mean by a difference. It's a difference. You saying, well, as a black man, I want a Tesla, so I'm going to get a Tesla. You know what I'm saying?
I had that conversation. So many, like a lot of our younger black people nowadays don't know the history and stuff, so they don't know where a lot of this comes from. But every time I had a conversation with, whether it's at work and it's people that want to go get to certain levels of this, or if it ain't got nothing to do with the job, it's something they might have planned in the future. My main mindset that I always tell them is just make sure you know you just as good as anybody else, dog. Don't ever think that just because some motherfucker white, some motherfucker Asian, somebody, whatever the hell they are, they got better clothes. I don't give a damn about none of that. You got just as much opportunity to beat them at whatever the hell they do. Like that should never go through your mind that I'm not at the same level as somebody else.
Right.
It kind of goes back to what we said about Will Smith and Tupac. Like nigga, do you not see the reality, dog? You married to this woman with kids. Like, why are you worried about what damn Tupac talking about? Unless it was what you were talking about in the past or whatever.
Right.
I'm just like, it just doesn't matter. Dog. Like, hey, my neighborhood, dude. If I walk around this neighborhood, ain't nothing but if it's 60-some homes out here, 58 of them white people.
Mm-hmm.
I'll look at every one of them others in their eye and I speak and I go about my business. Because I'd be damned if I think any of them damn white people better than anything like me and my wife doing. Like we equal. We equal as shit. That's how I grew up. So ain't no damn. I just don't agree.
Right, and like I said, the things that you do, and you in the comforts that you build for yourself and for your wife, or for you and your wife. It ain't to prove anything to anybody else. It's just for things that you want, and that's what I'm saying. You know, for anybody who see this podcast to get, like I said, we always try to drop jewels on here, but that's the most important part of this conversation. If you see this far to the motherfucking future of this show, that you get that when you get things in this world, obtain things and do things in your life because you want them and you want to enjoy them. Don't worry about what the fuck somebody else got to say about you having them, how you got them, what you get. You get the things and you enjoy the fucking things you want in your life, because there's always going to be people who feel like you don't deserve it, or they deserve it more than you, or you shouldn't. That shit, and that's their own hang up. You know what I'm saying?
Like they're trying to assume who you are. Damn what they think.
That's what I'm talking about. Hey, you know what? Speaking of thinking out of the box, let's get to this shit here because it's our last one. This like what the always this is something I started thinking out of the box, but this is more like what the fuck is going on here. It was a school in California. Let me see. It was a school in California where the football team scored 106 points on the opposing football team. And the team got mad at the coach and basically said it was this is California, Inglewood. First year Morningside football coach Brian Collins didn't hold back Saturday morning regarding Inglewood piling up the points and recording a record-setting number of touchdown passes and a 106-0 victory over Collins' team Friday night. The game included Inglewood star quarterback Justin Martyr throwing 13 touchdown passes to set the CIF Southern Section School, high school record. Collins called Inglewood's coaching staff classless for running up the score. Inglewood is 8-0 at the ongoing and going to the playoffs. Morningside finished at 2-8.
So this already, as soon as you was reading the beginning, I already hear issue with it because I live by the thing, you get better by getting beat. Like, that just is what it is. You never learn anything. You never really take nuggets of life until negative happens. Like, something bad got to happen for you to kind of, I just learned this. I just know that. I don't know. I get better at shit when I get my ass whooped. If you go, tell the motherfuckers to stop the game or something. But if the damn clock running and the ball's in play, I'm supposed to tell my team not play hard or something? Like, I don't get what the complaint could be. What's classless? What's classless is you didn't have your team prepared and y'all got y'all ass smoked. Like, y'all let them set a record on y'all.
They said it was 52-0 at the end of the first quarter, 86-0 at halftime.
Yeah, you need to stop the game. I'd be mad at the refs. The refs are classless. Why didn't y'all save us? We got our ass smoked.
And this is like, you know what my thing is with this, Sam's, though? This is like high school football because they said the starting quarterback name is Christian Martin, and he's he's guaranteed to go to UCLA. Mm-hmm. But I'm with you on what part of society do we live in where you say, okay, we getting beat, we beating them so bad, let's stop scoring touchdowns. If a team put up 13 touchdowns in a game or 52 points in the first quarter, you as a coach on the losing team should be fired. You know how they do it, like sometimes in baseball where they just pull the manager right in the middle, just yank your ass off the field, right? I think if I'm the principal and my coach is getting his ass whipped 52-0, I'm gonna send the assistant administrator. I'm going to send the goddamn janitor. Somebody's going in there to relieve him of his whistle and his goddamn tab. I'm pulling the Jerry Jones. If I'm the principal, I'm pulling the Jerry Jones if it's 52-0 in the first fucking quarter.
His team gave up, dog. Like, when you getting your ass whooped like that, you must have not came in there with no coaching strat. Damn, dude. When you get the ball, just run that motherfucker. Let the clock run or something.
Right. Hey, Sam, right there. That's a good point. Did they even attempt a goddamn play? You're telling me in the first quarter, and this is high school. I don't really attend high school football games, but I think their first quarter is maybe like 10. Is it 10 to 12 minutes?
Yeah, it's not as long as the NFL. It should.
Because the NFL is like 15. I think high school is maybe like 12 or 10.
Yeah, I think it's 12-minute quarters, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. So you telling me it was 52-0 and they scored 52 points in 12 minutes?
Yeah, that's literally 7 touchdowns and a field goal. So, even if they got a field goal, that means you stopped them. At least you stopped them on the third down or something.
So I'm with you, Sam. How was your team? First of all, Coach Collins, if you ever see the Fuck Your Opinion podcast, how the fuck do you prepare a team to let somebody score 7 touchdowns and 1 field goal in the first 12 minutes of the game? You should be fired. You're the one, like you say, you're classless.
Yeah,
you at some point you should have threw in the Gatorade cooler. You should have just told them, go start the fucking bus. Tell your guys, you know what? Take your helmets off. Go out into the middle of the field. Shake the other coach's hand at halftime and say, you know what? This is it. If it's 86-0, why am I? What are we coming out after halftime for?
I'm amazed. I guess high school doesn't have the rules where you can stop the game or whatever. But hell, I mean, after getting that ass whooped like that, like, I mean, shit, I'd be trying to figure out if it's like boxing. Can you throw in a white towel or something? I mean,
I'm sure, Sims, listen, if my team is losing 86-0 and it's in any sport, if I'm losing 86-0 at halftime, we are not returning. We going
warm up the bus.
Right. I'm quiet, and then you know what? Just to save my team face, if we visiting, I'm going to quietly sneak my guys. I'll probably tell them, put back on your regular clothes. Take your uniform. Let's blend in at this point. At this point, blend in. Take your uniform and shit off. Put your street clothes on, and I'm going to pull the bus up out back. We just going to say, fuck them and don't even come back.
Yeah. That's, yeah. I feel you on that one. I mean, I don't agree with it. Don't get your ass whooped. Competition's competition, man. I mean,
competition. See, that's why it's like
all at the level of that team that whooped your ass by any means.
Right.
I mean, you can see that in the record. One of y'all 8-0, the other one 2-8. I mean, you're obviously not good. So, but damn. I want to work for this quarterback next year.
Basically, listen, it says basically at 86 points, I don't think they just threw every touchdown. They had to run it.
Well, that fool threw. If I'm doing the math correct, you said you threw 13 touchdowns, so that got him to like 90-something points. So I mean, the rest must have been field goals or something. But they might have some running touchdowns. But yeah, I don't think it's classes. You need to be better. That's all it comes down to.
You need to be fired. Coach Collins, you're fired. You're out of the box. Right. Speaking of out of the box, that's what we call out of the box and get what the fuck is going on, but that turns into out of the box. Coach Collins, get the fuck out of the box, buddy. You cannot coach another high school football team. You need to take your ass back to Pee Wee League if you cannot get your boys to score one fucking field goal in a game where it was 52-0 by halftime. This ain't goddamn. That shit is ridiculous.
I was hoping Don was on. We was gonna have a good talk about our Blue Devils. Our Blue Devils look good. Woo, them boys look good.
Hey, but what about San Fran though, Chris? What about San Fran? What is San Fran looking like?
Yeah,
right
now? At some point, just like when they knew it was 86 men at halftime, they need to give it up. Like, at some point, you just know to chalk it up. Like, this gonna be ready for a Trey Lance season type thing.
Yeah.
So,
pack it up, fellas.
It ain't gonna happen. I saw a boy with what's his name? Odell went to the Rams.
Yeah.
I heard the Packers was in the conversation though. Y'all have been.
We trying to pick him up. They said he's thinking about going here.
He already went to the Rams.
Oh, he went to the Rams.
Yeah, I saw the update maybe like a couple hours ago. He went to the Rams.
How the fuck does that happen? Oh man, now you call that
I don't
unfair.
even really get it though. I don't even know if that's a good. They already got an amazing passing game. I don't even know why they picked up on that.
I mean, and another thing about that is, sometimes I know the same because I'm not the sports guy. They say Toucan ain't the sports guy on the show, but one question I got to ask about that is sometimes when you have these great impact players that go to pretty good teams, they don't really make that much of an impact. You know what I'm saying? It's like the quarterback and the receivers, and they already kind of have, especially in football, it's a little different in basketball because, it's a game with a game where the ball is genuinely shared per person per play. You know what I mean? But football, quarterback kind of gets set on a certain receiver, certain tight end. He kind of knows where his guys are going to be, and everybody kind of knows their job, even though, Matt Stafford is basically walking into a beautiful job.
That's what I'm saying. That's chemistry. That's my issue. If you ever had me bash anything about LeBron, it's when he creates all these new teams. Because right now, this is why I don't like media and sports, because they hyping this dude up. They hyping the Lakers up because they beat Miami Heat. And they had to do it in overtime, and then they had to beat like they got beat by the worst team twice.
Right.
And I'm like, you got all these great pieces on your team, but the team that I think is going to probably either go to the finals or win a championship is Golden State, because
who's 10-0.
Yeah, they keep that same squad, but they actually play. There, if you watch them play, even Miami, and they slept on the fact Miami. Jimmy Butler went out after the first quarter, like he had an injured ankle. So it's kind of like your best player is gone, but all we gonna say is, hey, the Lakers won in overtime. I'm like, okay, there was like reasons for that.
And you know what? And that was more of a game where Russell Westbrook was trying to seek some kind of redemption for basically stinking it up the last couple of games.
He just don't. Russell Westbrook, one of my favorite players, man. I just don't. I got to see how he fits that team. I don't get it yet.
But you
if
know
they
what?
had him coming off the bench, I would think it would be. I mean, I would never think somebody as good as him coming off the bench, but he just doesn't. He doesn't fit that team to me. They got a bunch of good players, but they don't have near the chemistry of Golden State. And Golden State ain't even got 2 or 3. They got 3 legit players that ain't even on the court yet.
Right.
And one of those is like one of the best shooters in NBA history with Klay Thompson. So these folks get back in the mix. I'm telling you, they got.
The guy Poole and Andrew Wiggins. These guys, even Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins really stepping in. You know, like you said, and the Golden State does build that, and that's what's great about them. They build that synergy. Like you come into it, it's like almost like a wheel, a cog. You know how clockwork. When you take out one piece, you might put in a different cog. It's the same piece, but it doesn't change. Everything still keeps moving. And clock. And so, I think, and like I said, Golden State 10-0. People not really talking about them, but
people sleeping on my Bulls too. About time.
Listen, if that's only people who not really watching sports. I ain't great on basketball. I mean, football. Basketball is really the thing I'm into more than anything. Chicago Bulls.
I had numbers twice, but we done every game against the 76ers and went down to like the last possession. But we done lost 2 to them, but we done beat everybody else.
The Washington Wizards. The Washington Wizards are on to 8-3. Like it's a lot of teams out here that's not, that kind of faded away from the light. The Lakers always gonna get it. Basically wherever LeBron James go. Yeah. That's what because LeBron James. Let's put it this way, Sam. If LeBron James was playing for the Chicago Bulls right now, people would say they one of the best teams in the NBA.
Yeah, that's what LeBron is. Like him being able to be a centerpiece like that, like he can orchestrate a game. So I get that part. I have given, if Don was on there, I gave LeBron his props. I didn't give them to him at that time, but I realized that's when I really started respecting him. Was back when D Rose was hell, and we went to the playoffs, and we had to play Miami, and D Rose was giving it to these dudes, and then they put LeBron on them. And LeBron in that fourth quarter, when he was shutting D Rose down, I was pissed off at it. I was like, I said, hey, that motherfucker good. So, but nobody can stop D Rose. Goddamn, LeBron got on that ass. I was like, goddamn, LeBron. So this motherfucker can't score now, man. What the hell is going on?
But yeah, like I said, that's the point. He's
always for LeBron now, though. LeBron old now, dog. Like I can tell the way he ain't the same guy. He gonna have some great games. He ain't the same guy, dog.
I told my wife, listen, LeBron kicking, he's pulling those old guy pranks. Like I got some pectoral soreness. I'll be out for a week. I don't feel like playing.
That shit that you can't prove or nothing.
Right. Hey, serious. I told my wife because she watched the game with me. She ain't no big bad, but she know he played for the Lakers. She said, "Oh, baby, LeBron out there." I said, "No, baby, he done pulled some old man shit. He didn't have the damn abdominal strain for a week and a half now." I said, "This nigga supposed to be in the best shape of all athletes that ever played, but an abdominal strain, and he can't run 2 minutes up. He can't give up 8 minutes in a game. Get out of the door." Yeah, LeBron putting this.
You get a certain age, man, shit don't work no more. Like when I go play ball, I play like 3 games. Even if I'm feeling great or not, I sit my ass down because I know I got to recuperate and everything. I ain't got them 25, 20, 30-year-old bones no more.
Hey, Sims, let me tell you when I knew I was done. I was playing ball down there in D.C. It was me, my stepson, and a few other guys. And we kept winning. You playing whole court. Sometimes, you just have when your team just get hot.
Yeah.
We had a streak when we won like 3-4 games back to back. On the 5th game, I'm laying on. I don't even know if it's a teammate, the defense. I'm just laying on people. I'm gassed out. I ain't got nothing left. God gave me a fast break. I ain't gonna lie to you. No lie, Sam's. I got the fast break. I went for the layup. After I made the shot, I went right to the bench and sat down. My son said, "You all right, Pop?" I said, "You go." I pointed to somebody. I didn't even know if they was in the game or not. I just pointed to a guy. I was like, "Man, you."
I'll do that all the time, bro. We'll get a win or something. I'll be like, "All right, go ahead and be sitting down, starting to stretch." I'm like, "Man, go and get me right there, bro." Because I can still give it to these fools, dog. These little young, they are no good, dog. They do this. They play this Steph Curry. They either shoot threes or trying to lay it up. I mean, there's no mid range no more.
Yeah.
So I be out there. I get mine, but I get to them 3 games, 3 to 4. Yeah, I'm sitting my ass down.
Hey, sometime I went for that layup. We was like on a 3rd game, and that fast break layup. My body said, if you go back to the other end of this court, they're gonna have to call EMS to get you off this goddamn to get you up. So I said, you know what? My layup went right to a sit down. I ain't even fake it. You know, sometimes I didn't even fake an injury. I just said, fuck it. I ain't got nothing left for the tank.
You didn't do the LeBron. You didn't have an ab strain.
No ab strain, no twist. You know, you just ankle tweak. Ah, shit, I tweaked my ankle. Nothing. I just laid it up and just went and laid down on the bench and was like, I ain't even got enough energy in me to tell a lie. Fuck it, just put somebody else in. I'm done.
Yeah, that's how it is, bro. But that's what I'm saying. LeBron, he got a lot of minutes, dog, and they keep doing this comparison of him and like Tom Brady. Tom Brady, they both physical sports, but Tom Brady at least gets to sit his ass down for half a game.
Right.
Like, if you go back and forth up the court like that, no, you'll have that. It's just like, dude, it's amazing you can watch these dudes play, but when you also play all the time, I'll have that day that I go out there and everything feels great, and I have an amazing day. Then I'll go out there and I might have some little tweaks, so I have an okay game. And then I had that day, I'm like, yeah, I'm not even going today because I LeBron's starting to have those type of things. He having that day. He'll have that game where he had the 30-some points going to the rack. Then I don't think it was a coincidence that right after that game, he suddenly had an ab strain or something. That's all I'm saying. He playing in spurts right now.
And you know, don't they have longer games now? Because you know that 82 games with the 84 games plus playoffs.
They still doing 82. Oh, you're talking about they added that if you're like a low seed, they got the play-in tournament.
Right.
But I think LeBron, I think that's really why he got Westbrook. I think he knew that he was going to be sitting his ass out games. And he wanted somebody that could run the court and still give him a chance to like be in games. So I think that's why he did. Oh shit! Hey man, I told you gotta quit talking woke on here, boy. They pulled your plug.
Damn, man. Wait a minute. That's not Rock. That's a goddamn implant. They replaced him. You got a different shirt on. Goddamn, they them black bag Rock. This ain't the real Rocky.
That motherfucker in a van right now.
The real Rock is tied up right now.
I had to take off everything to get underneath the desk and fix the Wi-Fi. I don't know what happened, man. It knocked everything out.
Yeah. You know what happened? Hey, when you get a chance, check the tape. We told you real time. Said Rock was about to give us some real knowledge, and them motherfuckers said, "Oh hell no, dude." He done brought Disney into it. We pulling the plug.
Yeah, Rock. That's what I'm saying. He's somebody he went under the desk. Nah, man. Like I said, we might have to end this episode before we get investigated. Hey, Rock. Well, yeah, we was talking about just sports. We kind of got into sports talking about this ass whooping this school guy. Hey, Sims, you know that actually I forgot to say in that story where the football team beat the other team 106-0. You know, the principal actually came out and made a public apology for the school on the behalf of the coaching staff because she was forced to do that because of the loss that the other team incurred.
I mean, you guys probably talked about it. Didn't they suspend the coach of the team?
Yeah. He was the coach. The actual coach of the team was suspended for unsportsmanlike conduct. Huh?
Hold up. Oh, the coach that won got suspended.
Yeah, for unsportsmanlike conduct.
How's that unsportsmanlike conduct, fool? They could have stopped the game. The referees control the game.
At that
I
point,
mean, they thought it was an ad.
they really should
They'll
have
throw
mercy
a flag
ruled that
or
game.
something.
What'd you say, Rocky?
They should have mercy ruled that game when it got to about
Yeah,
75.
that's what I was saying, right? Like I thought in high school, like they might have had some kind of limit to points or whatever. But if you gonna play what the hell I look like coaching these players to be the best they gonna be on the field, then tell them to dump. You get injured in football. You can't tell somebody to play 50%, dog.
Right.
You say you play hard. Like you don't play to play low. You gotta play high the whole time. But man, forget that. That's some bullshit right there, dog. I didn't know he got suspended. They could kiss my ass with that one. Tell your team to play better, man. Like shit.
That's it.
52-0 at the first quarter. Man, you don't get up out of here.
Hey, Rock, I told Sims they should have. I would have told if we was 86-0 at halftime when we went in the locker room. I told Sims. That's what I told Sims. I said I would have told my players, look, put your civilian clothes on.
He said
we gonna blend in, fire the bus up, and pull the fuck off.
That's it.
We seem to have lost the whole team. We don't know where they went.
Well, I'm serious. They wouldn't even know that we was fucking gone. They'd be calling our games to come out, and they'd be like, "Hey, bring it back to the Phil, mother Christian," and they hit the horn to start the half and be like, "Marian Christian Academy." Hey, has anybody seen Marian Christian again? All you see if you look at the chain link fences, our bus slowly pulling off the line.
That's my biggest issue with it is it's a subjective thing. Like they said the quarterback set a record. So for him to have set a record, there had to have been another record that was pretty close to his.
Yeah, I was about to pull that. I had that.
Did that team also get suspended? Like where's the line where it's like, hey, you went too far with points? Like
okay, I got it right here, Sims. I got it. Okay, it says let me see if I can get it so we can read. It says Martin, who's announced commitments to UCLA, set a new CIF SS record for touchdown pass in the game. Previous record was 9, shared by Robert De La Cruz for Cathedral in 1998 and 1999. Quinn Commons for Whittier Christian in 2017, and former Inglewood quarterback Jared Haywood in 2000.
Jerry Hay, baby, Jerry Hay. He made it to the. Well, he didn't make it to the league.
So they had 9 touchdowns, which means that they at least had 63. So my man had 14 touchdowns. He said
13
he scored 9. I just don't know where you. So you're gonna suspend the dude, but you're also gonna give him a record.
63 is a tolerable number. The other team may have scored 14 points.
But how dare you kick field
he
goal?
threw 13. He threw 13 touchdown passes. And that's another thing. If he's going for a record, excuse me, if this guy was going for a record, why stop him there? I mean, because if I'm going for a school record and you call the game, I'm going to be kind of pissed off because I was setting the school record. That's something people can also put in your list of accolades and say.
But you know the reality of it. What'd you say the final score was? They had 101. What was it?
116 to 14 or something like that.
So at halftime they had 86. Is that what you had said earlier?
86-0 at halftime.
So didn't they obviously pump the brakes in the second half? You had 86 at halftime. You finished with 116.
Oh yeah, you're right. They only put.
Shouldn't they have had about 160, 170 points? They kept on the gas.
yeah. I got.
That'd be my argument. How y'all gonna tell me the other team just sucked, dog? Like tell them to get better. You know what I mean?
I guess they got the quarterback's little brother. I guess they got the quarterback's 12-year-old brother. Soon him up and let him finish the game.
There's all the participation trophies and all this crap comes into play, man. Let these people.
So Rock, if that's your son, I'm asking you, Rocky, if that's your son, and they like, hey, Rocky Jr., he's up to 10 touchdown passes. He's already got a state record. you know, he's holding a state high school record right now. We still got 6 minutes left. Would you pull your son from the game, or would you say, look, son? He said, Dad, I want to shoot for 12.
He got the record already. Honestly, see, I'm different though. If we beating the shit out of a team, I'm pulling them. There's no reason.
Most people would pull, but I mean, also we gotta say it's a high school team. I didn't know they roster. Some of these motherfuckers don't really have. They might just have one damn quarterback.
Right, but very true. But here's the deal: somebody can take a snap and hand the ball off.
Yeah.
No, but this is my issue, Rock.
But my question is, Rock, would you wait until he got the record? Would you wait till he got that 10 and be like, look,
that ain't how you beat record. When you beat records, you demolish them so nobody else will beat it. I want to have the record.
So you go 13.
He took the 9 and he added 4 to it. Ain't nobody touching that shit.
So that's just so Sims. You would definitely let Lil Sid finish it. Like, boy, let my.
They gonna kick my ass in the crowd because I'm gonna be hey, go. I'll be talking shit.
I'm pulling, man. And you know what? Even if I'm not pulling, and he's my son's the only one playing quarterback on the team. He's handing it off. We taking some knees. We're punting.
There's some sports you can't play half speed, dog. That's all I'm saying. Like if you football one of the things, if you try to play it light, you're gonna get hurt. You better play.
You know what? And that's what I'd be more afraid of. If the irony of him throwing 13 touchdowns in this game where the team is getting blown out. He's already committed to UCLA and he gets injured. Then you kind of feel like a dick because you're like, oh my God, this kid just blew his MCL.
I need y'all to stop that. They won 116 to nothing. That motherfucker didn't come nowhere near getting injured. Any injury he got would have been. He would have got that LeBron injury. He had an ab strain. That's what he got.
I'm like Tim too. I need to know more though. I need to know, did they put the 4th string in? Did they put the nerds in? Did they bring
it looked like they did.
They took his brother. They took his little brother from the JV team and just went ahead and just told him go ahead and finish the game, and he put up 2 more touchdowns.
Are you making that up, or is that the truth?
No, just made it.
Because honestly, dude, by the first half to the second half, you can tell that they toned down the points. So I'm almost thinking that they probably did put in like they back up. Man had 80-something points at damn halftime, dog. I mean, hell, he basically might have had the 12 touchdowns then. Like,
but I don't think the coach needed to be suspended though.
Hell no, you need to be suspended.
You're out there to win the game. Period.
The question is this: if you put up your second string quarterback, you know, the guy, the little JV, like I said, the JV guy, and he starts throwing touchdown passes, do you just tell him, look, don't throw the ball for the next 20 minutes? I mean, what do you tell him? I mean, you like, hey.
I'm never doing that to no young player, dog. I'm like, look, go out there and whoop their ass, bro. We'll do exactly what we coached. You go out there, you go full speed. Ain't no half speed.
So like Sims, what if you say we running dummy plays and the shit is just working? It's like, what else could we do but hand the ball off to them? You want us to get it and just give it to the other team and tell them go score?
That other team needs to drop out of the division.
That's what
it's just to a point where you just give like the reality of it, dude, in sports is the other team gave up after they got that ass whooped like that. They gave up. So my thing
is, after the 3rd touchdown.
High school kids are not giving up, dog. So like on my side where we winning, they still trying to bust ass. They probably see us a record. Oh, we want to score more. Then you got the other side. They like, man, we get our ass whooped. We're ready to get on this bus. They talking like you. I'm trying to put my clothes on and get my ass up out of here. So,
I'm pulling my kid. If I'm the visiting team and I come to watch my kid and I gotta watch this, I'm pulling my kid off the sideline. If you don't get your ass in this motherfucking car,
100%. I'm walking on the field, grabbing my child because obviously the coach ain't doing it. So I'm going out there, and you ain't embarrassing me. Get your ass in the car. Right?
Hey, man, y'all gotta let that kid take that L, dog. Get better by getting
L.
Listen, if this L don't happen to the final horn.
It's 86-0. Your kid, you to ride home because your kid got to get home. So if 86, you in the visitors field, you telling me you gonna sit there and watch your kid take another 24 minutes of an ass whooping?
Hey man, I'm gonna try to find something positive.
I was right. I was right.
The losing coach is the one need to be suspended.
That's what I told.
Hey,
me and Sam said that he should be fired. I said I'd have pulled a Jerry Jones if I was the principal. If I was the principal, I'd have walked on the field and told him he going back to teaching social studies, and he is no longer.
I'm hitting him with the Vince McMahon. You're fired.
Like, you fired me.
Hey, even by listening to the score, there was some positive because they had to kick field goals. So at some point, we must have stopped them on third down.
Hey, I'm telling you, I'm not watching my kid if the score. My wife ain't watching our kid. If my wife will literally be like, "Baby, go get him, tell him get his shit, and we go home." If I got the type of woman that'll be like, "Baby, it's 45-0. Can we leave and just come back and pick him up? Tell us, we ain't gonna do this."
That's messed up, bro.
Hey,
Miami had a big upset, 22-10.
Oh yeah.
It's dope. They beat Buffalo. Oh, you said the Ravens.
Baltimore.
Oh man, I'm going to work and talking shit to my Ravens.
That broke old boy's streak unless he got a touchdown because he had like a 40-something game streak or some type of touchdown.
Who we talking about?
Ravens quarterback Lamar.
He had a touchdown in the game.
Did he throw it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess
Andrews.
Yeah, but Miami suck and they got their ass moved on.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is with your man Toucan Dan,
Big
Rocky, and Professor Sims. My man Step and my man Don Gotti Nash couldn't make it tonight. They had prior engagements, but we'd like to thank y'all for tuning in. Those who hit us up on Facebook and chimed in, we appreciate you all. All of you who see the podcast on all social media platforms, Twitter, goddamn Instagram, our Facebook group. Thank y'all for watching. Always come in, drop comments, keep this thing going. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. For the one person who tuned in, we appreciate you for tuning in. And we out. Fuck your opinion.
Deuces, people. Put that ball down, man. You can't play ball.
Whatever you
He was just on here talking shit. He said don't think of some bullshit.
Hey, he can bowl, he can play ball. Stop it.